I have a blast playing Mortal Kombat, even if I'm getting my butt handed to me by Chronica in Mortal Kombat 11, because she's a pain in the butt, right?
This is Brian Hies. He's an esports gamer for the Grandview esports team. And this is his dog, Kylo.
I've had him since summer of 2016, so it's been a minute. I actually started Grandview in 2017, and he was with me from the start, so.
Brian is like any other esports gamer on the Grandview esports squad, except for one thing. He's blind.
Yeah, I am totally, fully blind. I don't see anything. Haven't always been like this, though. I started playing games in the early 80s, lost my eyesight in 2009, so.
Take us through that, losing the eyesight. How does that happen to one?
Oh God. So how does one lose their eyesight? There's a laundry list of ways you could do it. It could be through physical trauma, can be through illness, could be a lot of different ways. It could be through eye disease, all of that sort of thing. In my personal situation, which I don't really want to get too much into, I'll just say that I have detached retinas, and that is how I am blind today.
So some may ask, how does one like Brian, who's blind, play video games and play it at such a competitive level? Well, Brian says it's quite simple.
Fighting games are probably the easiest for someone like me to play because you don't really have a three-dimensional world to explore or to try to navigate through, nor do you have platforms to worry about jumping on or jumping down from, pits to fall into, etc. So fighting games are easy because really all you're doing is focusing on beating the ever-loving crap out of your opponent. I just missed gaming, I grew up in a gaming culture. I grew up back when arcades were a thing, back before PC gaming, before MMOs, before Twitch streaming and all that stuff. And I just missed the good old days of just arcade gaming. So that was pretty much my drive, and still is my drive now to play as many games as I can.
In his free time, it's not just video games that Brian likes to do. He also likes to make his life better for himself thanks to coding.
So what other hobbies do I have? It's mostly computer stuff. I mean, my degree is in IT. And again, this is speaking from a blind perspective. I learned how to write code in probably half a dozen different languages. I also learned a little bit of writing code before I lost my sight, so I had a little bit of a leg up in terms of like JavaScript, HTML, that sort of thing. But my hobbies are just that, computer, the Internet of Things, learning how to make things work better for someone like me.
Not to mention, he also loves books.
Also a big bookworm. Before I lost my sight, I used to live in a library, and now I don't so much go to libraries anymore, but I bring the libraries to me through ebooks and mostly audiobooks.
While his future ahead of him can be uncertain at times, one thing is for sure is that Brian will always have a bright perspective on the life in front of him.